This is Boulder Dash from 1984. This is the port for Tandy or IBM PC clone. I believe this port is from 1986. We're gonna check it out. We have it on. What was it, 5 1/4 inch floppy, something like that, and it's a booter, which means that it doesn't need any pre-existing program running in order to operate. So basically, this boots from startup, which is good for me because I don't have DOS on my Tandy. This is a Tandy 1000EX without DOS, 256K memory, and we're about to check it out.
It's good that you can just boot into a program.
Yeah, you can do that with the earlier games. Later games want you to use DOS.
Oh yeah, so they probably use some DOS in the game itself. So.
Usually games for this computer before the year 1990 are often self-booting, which has been beneficial for me. And I found a handy Wikipedia article talking about what games are self-booters. Oh, yeah. And I trusted that article when I bought these two games, and the article wasn't wrong. I bought Boulder Dash and Task Times in Tone Town.
Says here you got Boulder Dash Construction Kit.
Yeah, Boulder Dash Construction Kit is another disc that came with the Super Boulder Dash, which is what this is, disc. But the construction kit does not seem to work on my PC. That could have been something they packed in just for the DOS boys.
Oh, but I'm just thinking, like, maybe this is the level editor?
Maybe.
Because Boulder Dash did have a level editor.
Yeah, maybe that needs DOS. That one, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe this has a GUI and it needs DOS.
It has a GUI.
It has a GUI. GUI interface, as they call it.
What was that TV show where they mentioned GUI in this weird way?
That's exactly what I was thinking of. I think it was it was one of those crime shows, and they were like, I'll try to make a GUI interface with Visual Basic to track their IP address.
Whoa. To track their IP address.
A GUI interface with Visual Basic, so like, you're making...
But,
you have a hacker who can't use terminal programs, so they have to make something for Windows.
Yeah, but why do you need that to track someone's IP address?
Because it's a GUI interface.
But what?
It's in Visual Basic.
But why? Wouldn't they just? Aren't they like a cop?
But
Don't they just have something?
Visual Basic is programming.
I know,
so it's ones and zeros, and it's like boomers aren't going to understand that shit.
But why? I'm sure cops have some kind of thing to track a computer. Yeah. Why do they need to make one right now? Like, what are they?
But like, what would
and why do you need a new interface now?
What else would you pay your hacker for? If you it was just press a button.
What if all those times in TV shows where the hacker character makes up some nonsense? Mm-hmm. What if all these times it was just nonsense and he's doing it to trick people? Like, if I just make up some shit, they're not going to ask.
Oh, no. It's like how IT guys work in real life. They just trick everybody into thinking their job's important.
I tricked everyone into thinking I was doing something other than unplugging it and plugging it back in and checking Google. I tricked them all.
Anyway, this is Boulder Dash. This isn't a GUI interface in Visual Basic. This is a game on Tandy 1000.
This is a game. This is a self-booter.
Uh-huh. Just amazing. Like, imagine that these days. Like, you'd have to plug it in, shut your computer off, and then turn it back on.
Guys, I got this self-booting game for my PS5.
But imagine
this.
Imagine how fast that would be.
Yeah,
like, you wouldn't have Windows going in the background. You wouldn't have your kernel going.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, you get it. My new PS5 game is a self-booter. I just unplug the PS5, plug it back in, put the disc in. The disc has a hook in it that tricks the BIOS. So it just uses the disc as the boot drive, and then just boots the game. Look,
yeah.
It's perfect. Nothing else is running, and nothing on the controller works except for like the face buttons. Nothing else is operating. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, I'm playing now.
We're playing now, are we?
Yep.
We didn't need to press space, did we?
No, the B button on the Genesis controller worked.
Okay.
Whoops. Oh, shit.
I can't remember if you have to press space at the start screen, because this game has been running for a while. Like, I don't know. There's a splash screen, and then there's, like, the menu. I remember having to press spacebar at the splash screen.
Oh, man.
It doesn't matter now, so This is Boulder Dash. This is kind of like, it's kind of like Mr. Driller, except we're on a 2D plane, and boulders fall down. Like, what do you imagine is happening here?
I think it's like, he's in like an artificial anthill sort of structure, with like a thin strip of dirt and rocks, and he can't move like in or out. He can only move side to side. But he's also like climbing up the side. See, when I go up like this, he's like putting his hands on the sides of the glass and wiggling his way up.
Oh my god! I'm just imagining how cool that would be if somebody made a remake where it was like in an anthill thing.
Yeah.
How cool! And you could like see the shimmer of the glass, and you can move the camera in 3D with the right stick to see what he's doing. That sounds really cool. I bet you that's cooler than what they're actually thinking, the developers. Now you're making me wish we were playing as an ant, trying to escape one of those scientific sliver cans.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Those side. You just described it. Those sideways anthill things. They're really cool. Yeah. I put this game in, and I just loved it as soon as I put it in, and I kept playing it for a while.
Oh yeah, I played like a modernized version on the PC. I think it was like, I don't know if it was Flash. It was like a demo of like some paid shareware. It's like, what that was a bomb?
Yeah.
Whatever. I think it was just called Boulder Dash. I think this game's like.
Does anybody worry about
domain.
I was just gonna ask. Maybe nobody's worrying about the copyright anymore. I can't imagine there being I can't imagine EA making a gritty, grimdark, third-person shooter Boulder Dash anytime soon.
Oh yeah.
Where they need the name.
Maybe eventually. What's this?
I don't know. This game looks good. It sounds good. It's got some jamming tunes on the menu. The sounds are atmospheric for what's happening. It runs very well. It's well programmed.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to have any weird slowdown or any kind
of problems. What the hell was that? I got crushed by the gem.
Wow, you can get crushed by... Holy shit. That's awesome.
Well, that adds a bit of strategy to the whole thing.
So what we're doing here is we're playing as our character. I think he looks like a frog. I don't know what he is, but he's trying to get these gems and then get to the exit without getting crushed by a falling boulder. It's very simple, but in actuality, there's a lot of room for creative level design here. If you get really creative with it,
yeah, it seems like
you could. The level design here reminds me of what people do in Mario Maker. Having cascading objects and shit.
Yeah.
It's really, this game is surprisingly advanced.
Because Mario Maker's like pretty limited when you get down to it, but it's like, it's just in such a way that you can do a lot with it.
See, look at how the blocks fell down there.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's just like it seems like when a rock lands on top of another rock, it like slides to, I don't know what determines which direction it falls, but it just like slides one way, and it makes for like a surprisingly realistic effect. Ooh, there you go.
Well done.
Oh, what's this?
Holy shit.
Yeah, remember those really daunting levels in Chip's Challenge where they're just like huge?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm feeling right now.
Look at this friggin' Indiana Jones shit right here.
Yeah.
We're friggin' doing the friggin' Indiana Jones job to her. Look at this. Look at this friggin' Indiana Jones cocksucker.
Oh god, this
Holy
is
shit.
friggin' scary. I gotta sneak out here. I have no idea what's gonna happen if I go up there. I'm gonna have to... Yeah, that's how it goes.
I'm doing that thing where I rock my mouth back and forth. You remember we used to do that?
Yeah.
It gives you warble. It's really strange.
Beatbox warble.
Oh, that sound.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Holy shit. I would shit my pants if the more times the jewel fell, the more it was where a score was.
Yeah.
I don't think they thought of that though. I'd shit myself.
Yeah. That's what you do in a remake. Okay. I can't go down here.
Imagine if you got points for grazing. Like you just barely get away from a rock and you got a little multiplier. He started glowing when you barely missed a rock. That was his, he's in the zone when he misses a rock barely.
Oh, geez, I got 30 seconds left. I gotta get going.
Oh my god. How do we summon the exit? Or...
I think the exit is where I started, maybe. I'm gonna bet on it.
I thought it generates after you collect a certain amount of gems.
Yeah, but last time it was where I started. Now, this time it's not.
Oh god.
Shit. Oh, it's probably in here. Yeah, I gotta try not to close that part off.
Oh, we got man. We got more man left.
Yeah. We got a hard level finally.
Yeah, you actually have to go fast.
I'm gonna try to avoid... Oh. Okay. Oh my god.
Holy shit.
I gotta stop thinking so much too, because...
You really just gotta feel it.
Yeah. I like how the camera works too. Like it doesn't like a lot of shitty games have this thing where they only move the camera when you're near the edge of the screen. Yeah, you're
right on the edge. Yeah.
This one seems a little more reasonable.
It also doesn't keep them in the direct center either.
Yeah.
Because it knows there's nothing to look at outside the map, like outside that border. So it does a pretty good job of following him without putting him in the center. It's pretty good.
Oh my god, you got 2 lives.
That's how we did it back in the day.
Maybe I need points for lives. Maybe it's something like that. So I gotta do this fast. Got it. I like how the both the entry and the exit are just like the same block as the edge of the screen. It's very quaint. Oh.
Don't touch that bomb.
That menacing death cube.
It's a terrifying thing.
Oh, there's nothing there.
The graphic of the gem is so strange. Like, I'd like to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like the sprite, like what, like the colors that it's flashing between. It looks like no specific color. I can't describe it. Like what? It's just kind of like, it's a little bit like static, but it's not. Ooh. I remember Atari games doing some kind of weird shit like that too. Psychedelic flashing. Like when you beat Adventure, and it just tries to give you a seizure.
Yeah. Yeah, they love doing that. Maybe it was easy to do back then.
Yeah.
Like just flash the entire screen.
Maybe it didn't take any work. Maybe that's how it was already.
Uh-huh.
Like that's what the system wanted to do. Like if you just did something wrong, it would just flash, and we can use that. Feels like that. Because you stopped seeing it after the NES.
Yeah. You also stopped seeing it after the NES because people were getting seizures. I mean, that's a big part of it, but who cares about seizure kids?
Yeah, who cares? Who cares about...
Every class had that seizure kid who always got seizures.
We all just friggin' laughed it off.
Yeah, cared about them.
You know what they say? Seizure in the brain. Or tiny thoughts. You know what they say? Stupid kid, big seizure. That's what they say.
Yeah.
What are you, stupid? Stop having a seizure. Oh my god.
Oh god, I freaking trapped myself.
Bomberman'd yourself. Oh, you gotta think. You gotta use the brain.
Oh, I can press escape to restart. Good.
Yeah.
Alright.
Use your noggin, kid.
Use your noggin. So you should explain the trouble you've had getting this set up and the miraculous solution you found.
Well, I found my Tandy EX1000 thrown out, and I rescued it before it got garbagified totally, and essentially I discovered that the state that it was in, the left key was constantly pressed down, and it wasn't the fault of the left key itself. It was inside the circuitry. It was there was a problem on the motherboard where the circuit that controls the left key was in a constant state of on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so disappointed by this. So I took it apart. I mean, the system booted up perfect. So I had to figure out a way to fix this. And I took it apart, and after a lot of heartache and putting it back together, finding out I've done something wrong and it wouldn't work, and then having a heart attack, and then taking it apart again and putting it back together right a few times, and shocking myself by touching something.
Oh, yeah.
I got a few zaps, but eventually I got it back together, and I had taken pictures of the inside of it, and I was posting it on Google News groups, and we were trying to walk through how to fix this, and I found it got to the point. It got to the point where I had downloaded PDFs of the blueprints of the computer, trying to figure out like what. And I learned about how keyboard programming works, and how this nonsense. It's just starting to get really hard, and it's starting to get to the point where I was trying to buy
Where's the exit?
I was trying to buy a multimeter, which is like a thing where you test like potential energy of both sides of a cord, kind of. Except this time it's a circuit, and I'm trying to find the faulty circuit and solder it. I was thinking about doing this. I was so pissed off, and then I think somebody said if you plug in a joystick and see if it supersedes the arrow keys. I was like, oh, this is a good idea. I can do this. So, and then I have a lot of joysticks here for old computers, and none of them fit. None of them fit the Tandy pinout. And I was like, God, this sucks. So I went on eBay, and somebody, sure enough, was for like $30 building homemade adapters that will convert Tandy or a Coco, which is color computer, Tandy Coco. It would convert Tandy Coco to Atari pinout for a controller, and I have a lot of Atari controllers, and a lot of my computer joysticks here, my old ones, use the Atari, because that was common here, the Atari pinout for those controllers. And also Sega Genesis. So we're using like the Sega Genesis 6-button controller, which is one of my favorite controllers. And we're so blessed to have it with this computer. So essentially I bought that adapter, and thank God the controls of the joystick supersede the analog stick in the programming of the Tandy.
Oh.
Yeah, so so as long as that's plugged in, you can even still use the arrow keys on the machine.
Yeah.
It completely eliminates the problem. So there's something. So fortune favored us that day, and we can now use the Tandy in its full capacity, disregarding the messed up arrow key input. So that's the story on that. And like I said before, I just went on and bought 2 pieces of software and tried them, and miraculously the floppy drive is perfect. And apparently the floppy drives never work on these.
Oh, yeah.
But mine
Awesome.
is perfect. And I took it all apart right down to the metal, and I was looking at the floppy drive, and the floppy drive looks like it's brand new. There's no rust on anything. There's nothing wrong anywhere. The machine is in like mint condition, apart from the obvious coffee color on the case.
Yeah.
And the problem with the arrow key, and the volume knob is messed up on the inside, but I can fix that.